Hey guys, we are back, the Too Live Krew, with a new show for you this week. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate everybody that's watching. I want to say what up, though, to the crew. What up, though?
What
What
up,
up,
What up,
though?
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 Hey, crew, we got Stick to the Script. We got the real Tanya and First Lady Sasha, or we can call her First Lady Swoop, because that's how she
So,
rolls. And it's me, your girl Trixie. It's so good to be with you. But thanks for joining us. We have some things to talk about this week. We of course we're doing a hood movie review, and we'll talk a little bit about what's been going on around the world.
I want to know how everybody's doing. I guess like I'm like down like about all of this stuff that's going on. It's too much because I'm thinking like it's bigger than what we think it is. So how's everybody doing? And what do y'all think about what's going on? I guess.
Well, I think Atlanta has a different atmosphere now. We just got out quarantine that seems like it's been running forever. Employment is up. Um, Stores and restaurants are closing. And then we have the riot. So we have a peaceful protest. It turns into something violent, um, which they figured out that it technically wasn't Atlanteans that did it, but nevertheless, we all get punished with that. So right now, we on a 9 o'clock curfew for the
Hmm.
whole state of Georgia. Businesses starts to close at 5 o'clock every day. So if you do not have a badge or a notice or a letter from your place of business, then you cannot travel to and fro on the streets.
So you need your
So it
papers.
has, you need your papers. So it has changed dramatically here in Atlanta. And the people are not handling it well because, like I said, we just getting off quarantine. We still got people that's losing their jobs. We still got businesses that are closing, and the businesses that are staying open are being looted. So,
Wow.
and
Still?
all, yeah, and all because people not from Atlanta is doing things, and they're blaming it on Atlanteans.
Wow.
They just had a shooting at a Walmart in Decatur.
Hmm.
So it
Who
was
got shot? Who was shooting?
some lady. What, I don't even know who was. I think they said the guy was from out of. He was out of town as well. Um, he was just out there. I'm not sure, but I went to Walmart on Sunday. Trying to pick up some items that I had ordered. And you know how Walmart, once you order, you can check in and go pick up your items or whatever. I got to Walmart at 4:30. I got to the door Sunday, and it was kind of quiet, mellow, because it's normally kind of quiet out here. The security came out and started putting up gates, told us all to go back to our vehicles. They are now
What?
closed and get off the premises. Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how we kicked off the beginning of the week.
Wow, that's
Mm-mm,
crazy.
baby. Well, I'm here in Houston, being that that's where George Floyd is from, and school here and all of that. It has, for the most part, been peaceful protests, but they did have some people that were getting rowdy. They shut the malls down early, and one day I think they just shut the mall down altogether. Wasn't even open. One of the malls I know for sure, but I'm sure it was all of the malls.
But you're not under
Um,
curfew?
I don't believe we have a curfew, but we could. Maybe I just don't know. And I've been in it. I've been inundated with so much information, and so much on the news channels, just watching the protests, watching the things that are unfolding. That I haven't really been watching the local news, so I don't believe we have a curfew, or if we do, I don't know what it is. I know that's bad, but I haven't been out, so I haven't been out late, where I could be picked up or something. But that's interesting. So, First Lady, y'all got to be in by the time street lights turn
Basically, that's what
on.
they're
Okay.
saying, being in by the street light. And so
Wow.
And they are really serious about that,
Yeah.
because it was, but a few days ago, we had 8 police cars in my subdivision, and
Wow.
I live in a dead end subdivision.
Wow.
So, but it was from somebody that they were trying to pull over, and they did not pull over. So, 8 police cars pulled them over.
They may have been scared. I don't know. But it's not everybody that's looting and doing
It
all of
don't
that.
matter though. So
It didn't matter.
I know.
I can't even
No,
hold.
I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. It's for the most part. This is what I'm saying. For the most part, these protests have been peaceful. People are trying to make a difference. People are trying to do change. So we just kind of ignore. Well, let law enforcement or whatever deal with the people that are looting and doing all of that stuff. But we are keeping our focus on what we are out there for.
Tear gas and rubber bullets don't have a
No, I'm not saying
for,
that. Like,
so my thing is y'all need to go home. I'm gonna just cut it short. Y'all need to go home. Let Antifa or whoever want to be out there tearing up stuff.
Why do you think
we
they
done
need to
got
go home?
Unless you're gonna be out there asking for our reparations right now, I feel like it's unsafe to stay out there. Like,
it is.
Unless something is going to happen for real. We're just being triggered. Like, Black people right now are being used as pawns in a bigger game, and it's not even about us.
Why do you have
right
protests in Paris? Why do you have protests in London?
Exactly. When have they ever cared? Did they protest out of all of these killings, the Ferguson? It never went worldwide, and they could just be meaning that something else is different happening right now. But I honestly think, from Corona to this, they're going to enact martial law, and we all going to be under that curfew, and they're going to do whatever they want to do at that point. Like, to me, this
People
is almost
keep saying that, but I
looking
don't
like a civil war. Like, I think the reason we not on curfew is because of Trump. I mean, not like because that women, I think, I don't know, maybe that make them look bad. His supporters, they value their American freedoms and rights, and if that's taken away from them, I don't know that they will vote for him again. But I don't think
they tried to do to Big Buff Gretch, just simply for her not opening up the state when they thought she should. So they stormed Lansing with assault rifles, with all types of guns and stuff. Like, come on, people, chill.
Right.
Here's something. They were saying that, are we headed for martial law due to the coronavirus? Because I just pulled something up. It says, will coronavirus lead to martial law? So,
how old is that?
March 17, 2020.
See, now the narrative has changed, because it was going to lead, and it would have been probably martial law sometime in the summertime.
What really is corona?
They were saying the George Floyd's death could speed this up. I've heard these type of theories where corona was going to do this, but it was going to be probably later, maybe another month or two. But see, when George Floyd happened, with us acting out in the positive way at first, or in a way, and then they put these other people that's planted. They're saying things have been planted, and it's actually been sped up to where it looks like it does now.
So that's saying that the whole idea behind all of this is to get us to martial law.
Yeah, but
when you put 2 and 2 together, they were talking about martial law just based off the coronavirus. Now we got martial law based off of everybody.
Well, they used it in 2 different instances. They were using it for coronavirus to keep everyone indoors for safety precautions. Now they're bringing it back up for the riot, for the safety of the community, because we have people that are outright. But just like Sticks and I was talking about earlier, they're setting out bricks. They're doing all other props.
What the fuck? They're collecting all the loose bricks so that the don't fucking use them, dude. That's what they're doing. They're doing that for undercover police officers that are getting involved in the protests, so that they have an excuse to beat the shit out of people.
Allegedly, this is all alleged. You see the cop breaking
the AutoZone.
Okay,
And set it on fire.
So guys, you're falling into the trap.
But we have a right as U.S. citizens. We have a right to protest. Okay, we can be out there and do that. The states can handle their own, even though it seems like it got like out of control. But the states can handle their own. We don't need to waste the military time and effort over something that I don't think is that big of an emergency.
And that's where so many other issues are coming out. Because
why
now,
are we doing that? Like we're the enemy here. Like
his party doesn't agree. Because who was that just quit the other day?
Right. He knew that was his last day.
Yeah,
he knew it was.
Did not
he went
know.
Out. Yeah.
You know, I get what Tanya's saying about look, okay, I'm gonna tell you this. My opinion, I feel like the people that should be rioting, acting out on what's going on, is the people in Minneapolis, because it happened to them. It's in their community. They lost a person that they knew. They saw this man die on their streets. I understand them doing it up until they put those guys in jail, which they've done. Anything else after this is not part of the protest.
Well,
you can't say Black Lives Matter or anything, because we saw Black Lives taken. It didn't matter until this video leaked, and then it was something that was action. I get Minneapolis. I understand what they did. The other cities that have a good amount of Black people, and wherever he's from, I understand your protest. That's great. But the other things now, being in LA, and then you're making it worse when you see our people doing the F stuff, fucked up shit. That's what I'm talking about. I'm sick of that. You're putting people in harm. You got people that's going out to protest when you know these things are dangerous, because it's been days before, and you see them taking their children. So it's not peaceful. I would not take my child for a protest that has something to do with a black man that died. I'm taking my woman because she's an adult. She can protect herself.
No, I'm a whole grown person here in Atlanta, and we've been protesting all week, and I would not attend.
And then, you know what? I'm gonna tell you this.
Wanted to go out.
I get the whole until the guy who was kneeling on his back, in his neck. Okay, we got him in. The rest was the other protests. I can understand them still doing it until you get those other cops. Boom! They just went in the other day. Did they not go in the other day?
They did. It don't stop there though.
So
I see what you're saying.
What is the next?
But they don't want to stop until conviction, because it's a difference on being indicted or arrested and being convicted. So and I'm not saying that that's what I agree upon.
I understand,
but that's what some of the talk is about.
But we need to talk about that, because Black people, we are not going to be able to change something that's been in place for over 400.
You got to change the whole system is broken. You can't change the system.
Right, and this is what we're saying. Okay, Sticks, just like you said. Okay, so we got the other 3 convicted, but it don't stop there. However, if they stop protesting, then we need to know the next steps.
What's the next step? Why they protest?
That's what I'm saying. We need to know the next steps. So how do we get laws changed? How do we get policies changed?
Congress,
and you vote.
Let me tell you,
it ain't about voting. Voting ain't enough. If it worked, we'd have had the laws changed already.
This is the thing. They said the average African American go out and vote at the major elections, but they do not vote in their local elections.
There's nothing for me to vote for right now. Quite honestly, if I go to the primary outside of local and stuff, it's like, what am I voting for? On the ballot is not the Police Brutality Act, or on the ballot is not. Oh, okay, go ahead.
That's all I gotta say.
We needed that laugh.
Right, because it's getting.
So this is what I'm saying, y'all. We talked about the world ending the last episode. I'm like, the world got to be ending now, because the world's so far.
Sure.
But this is all like a psychological war on us. That's what one YouTuber described it as.
So dang, we still getting screwed, huh?
Yeah, because
we never gonna make it out of this.
You are triggered right now. We've been triggered by seeing all these media images And this is like us reacting to it with no plan. Like Stick said last week, we ain't got no plan. We don't know what to do. We'll know what to do next. We just know we mad. And meanwhile, you got all kind of organizations that are anti-government with their own agenda infiltrating our march and inciting different things. And then on top of that, you got black people and white people at odds right now. I kind of like it because I'm the type of person that, you know, I went to a church that was multicultural. So I had a chance to talk to 2 white people that worked there with me, and I brought up white supremacy. And the guy said, every time you say that word, I cringe. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it is what it is. I'm not even going to call it racism. This is a white supremacy matter. But they just didn't get it. They didn't get where I was coming from for the most part because they haven't lived a black experience.
Right.
I mean, I understand. But then you two got to understand
when the
this.
president turns this into the purge, I don't want to be caught out here.
He gonna purge.
Better be ready for that.
He turns this into the purge. I don't want to be caught out here.
I just think they got us triggered. They got us real emotional. And we don't know the consequences of what's happening right now.
That's what it is. Hold on. That's what it is. We gonna get triggered when we see someone like us that gets
that triggered most Americans, I think. Like most people was like, that's messed up.
But okay, your life, First Lady Trixie, how many times have we seen male or female either get harassed, brutalized, or even brutalized to where they died on camera in the last 10 years? And they've been younger than us.
Yeah.
We were twice their age.
That's a lot.
So it's been happening. We like Tanya said.
But it's been happening way before the camera,
before
the camera phones and stuff. I grew up in Alabama, so things were different.
And that's what we've been trying to tell these white folks. We've been telling them that you don't get a chance to see how brutal it looks. We see it. We live it. We have the stories. Now it's televised. How do you feel now?
So what happens tonight?
Did you think we were gonna have sex?
Nah, look at you. No, I thought we were gonna hang out, maybe get to know each other.
Failed to execute a turn signal back there.
Go ahead and ask you to step out of the vehicle for me.
Could you please hurry up?
What did you say?
It's just cold.
Get on the ground! Keep your hands where I can see
Why is he under arrest? What is your badge number?
Chill, just chill!
I'm reaching for my cell phone! Now let's go.
Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you stay.
Cop killers! Cop killers!
It was self-defense.
We're in the Black Bonnie and Clyde.
In the city breaking and everybody shaking up.
How you gonna outrun the police?
We don't have to outrun them. We just have to make sure they don't know where we are.
This here's Kentucky, my friend.
There's a war going on out there, and you welcome this into our home?
Is this y'all?
Y'all really gave us something to believe in. We needed that for real.
Let them go!
Like y'all new Black Panthers? Power to the people.
All we can do is go forward. There is nothing back there for us. Let's just keep going.
The movie is Queen and Slim. I know it's older, but I thought it was fitting. And the Too Live Krew, we all thought it was fitting for a time like this. So we just gonna dive in. So what y'all think?
I liked it. I just thought it was a good story, like the Black Bonnie and Clyde, you know, which how it started out, you know, with the drama immediately, and you watch them try to make their escape. And, you know, I like both of the actors, actually. I like how the woman was kind of harder at the beginning and her character evolved a little bit. But I liked it. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to be honest, y'all. I didn't watch it all the way through because I couldn't. But, two, because I'm like, I don't want to see the end because everybody knows what happened at the end of Bonnie and Clyde. But from what I saw, it kept me engaged. One thing I didn't understand was, like, the little artist part, where I don't know if he felt he reading people's minds or something. They would have the text on the screen, like their mouth wouldn't be moving, but they would be talking to each other. Mm-hmm. Y'all know what I'm talking about, or was my stuff messing up?
I think you had on closed caption.
No, they mouth.
And then it was delayed.
I think it's been a while since you've seen it, but yeah, that was different. But I like it. I'm gonna get a movie 3.5 Fagos.
I give the movie 3 Fagos, I guess. I thought it was a Bonnie and Clyde movie from the beginning. I don't know how to explain it. The whole thing. I think he was a good guy in the beginning. I think she was a little rough around the edges for him, and he didn't know it. And he stepped into something that he wasn't prepared for, but later it hardened him, and I think he was good to go. But I think it was unfortunate. It was a sad movie to me. But, you know, they believed in what they believed in. So I give it 3.
I saw it more as a movement than a Bonnie and Clyde, because they were not like robbing banks and stuff like that and trying to get it, but they did commit a crime. And in the midst of what they did start a movement regarding police brutality. What happened, they stood up against some brutality that was happening. I'm not saying that people should go out and seek out to do harm to police officers and things like that. But at some point, I think if things are going really bad, they're going left, at some point, I feel like the community has a right to intervene, because at that point, you're going from you're there to protect and serve, to I'm here to control, dominate, and kill. You know, so I saw it more of sparking a movement, even though that was not the intent of Queen and Slim. They didn't intend for it to be that. So everywhere they went and everything they did became that movement, but they didn't even really realize what it was. So, but it was kind of a love story too. So they did end up like becoming really close. But all of this stuff happened to them guys, and this was their first date. So I thought that was crazy. So I'm gonna give it 4 Fagos. I'm gonna give it a red pop, just cause you know the times we in. And 4 Fagos. That's me. That's what I'm gonna do. Stick to the script. It's on you.
Well, I enjoyed the movie. I'm gonna give it 4 star or 4 Fagos. I enjoyed how it started. Typical date between 2 couples, and I enjoyed the dialogue, how it looked, how it sounded, the different visuals you got in the movie, as well as something that we as we as a certain culture, Black people, can relate to, dealing with, being stopped for whatever reason, and then it turning into something else. So as they go on this adventure, it was kind of interesting to see the dynamic of we're on the run from the law for doing a crime or protecting ourselves, but it's considered a crime. But it's also something like you got a lot of stuff that happens in a relationship, going on a trip, meeting somebody's family, dealing with some things, or having conversations.
View.
Yeah, having different views, having conversations, debating on different parts of life. So it actually was something that had multiple things going on for like people of our culture, as well as between men and women. But I would just tell people, it's something to watch. It's something that has a deeper meaning, and it has a fun side as well as a serious side, as well as a tragic side. When I did watch it, it's some things that you start to remember, and some things that you remember personally as well as culturally. Mm-hmm. So I enjoyed the movie. It's something that I would put on a Black playlist to watch. It is something that I think everybody should check it out. And then if you really go in, dive into it, check it out with your significant other. It's something, and it's a conversation piece. So like I said, 4 Fagos. I'm gonna give that rock and ride. So I enjoy Queen and Slim.
Very good, very good.
I hope if you were in those states that they kept circulating, I hope you got a chance to vote for your primary, make a change, or have a chance to make a change, because that's the only thing that was the other thing that was significant. Besides everything else went to the protesting riots or something the president or the weather as well as curfew. Those were the main things, and people were making
Okay,
fun
so
of.
what we voting for? That's the thing. I feel like we don't know what we voting for. We
never
don't.
do.
There's nothing on the ballot to vote for except vote Democrat.
Well, you
And the
gotta
only
check
reason
with your
I'm
state.
scared of them.
Oh, you talking
You
about
don't
in
have
the,
any new amendments that's on your ballot? Where's your
It's
sample ballot?
nothing that's going to
don't think
change Black lives. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing that's affecting us directly.
I tell you what I'm
School
gonna do.
district superintendents. You got, all
Yeah.
this.
Exactly. The
Come
lesser
on.
two evils. Like I'm not.
But that's
y'all
not
go
local.
ahead
This
and vote.
This
I
is
don't think
national
I'm
vote. This is the national vote.
Anya,
I don't think
I'm
I'm
going
voting.
to insert your neck right there.
I'm not
Insert
voting.
it.
I'm
It's
not
very
voting
difficult.
because if we're just voting for primary Biden and Trump, like, the reason like Black men are incarcerated like they are is because of Biden and the crime bill. Like they've been playing us the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
The lesser of two evils. Do you want the Joker or
okay?
You didn't even call him
And
by his name. You
the
said
only
Joker.
other thing is I was reading.
And I like the Joker too. So I'm not going with that. You burn the whole thing down and you laugh while it's burning. You sit on your heel. You do a Jonah. And wait for it to burn. And I'm telling you, I have my own in my mind. I want to sit and watch Washington burn. We don't. Government needs to be each state, not Washington. It needs to be each state: Michigan, Texas, Georgia, and any other place. We should govern ourselves.
let me say, I'm writing President Cuomo's name in on the ballot. Vote for Cuomo.
I don't think I like Cuomo. That's the New York president,
like him.
right?
Did anybody say like and subscribe?
Earlier
Just
on.
did.
Like and subscribe.
But go ahead. Stay safe too.
Science had it. That's it.
This is
Love you guys.
All right. Peace out. Bye.